People are craving and paying more for convenience and to not have to interact with a human.
So when you combine autonomous vehicles, mobile service, robotics, and AI-driven scheduling, the dealership starts to look very different.
Robotics is doing open heart surgery. So why can't they potentially fix your transmission or swap out your brakes?
Welcome to the Car Dealer AI Show, where we break down how AI is reshaping automotive from the showroom to the service drive and everything in between. And today we're talking about something that could completely redefine dealership operations. So imagine this: a self-driving service truck pulls up to your house. So when you combine autonomous vehicles, mobile service, robotics, and AI-driven scheduling, the dealership starts to look very different. So, John, if all of these technologies mature and come together, what does dealership operations actually look like?
Yeah. Well, first off, I think a lot of people think that their jobs aren't going to be replaced, their processes aren't going to change. But the truth is robotics is doing open heart surgery. So why can't they potentially fix your transmission or swap out your brakes? And what seems like really complex processes, like you just named the idea of, or the elements of BDC or service advisors, and then potentially for mobile service at least, actually driving to your home and then diagnosing something and then repairing it. But then if you really silo all those things out, you realize that AI and robotics and potentially humanoids will be able to solve a lot of those things. So let's just go through that list really quick. So we've spoken about on a previous episode, Edge AI and RAG, being able to be inside of your vehicle and actually understand and diagnose your vehicle right away anyways, and go ahead and just alert the dealership or whoever your preferred service provider is. Well, so that is layer one. Layer two is an AI, a voice AI, BDC style thing, reaches out to you, whether that's text or voice, and gets something scheduled and says, hey, we'll just come directly to your house. And then them coming directly to your house, autonomous self-driving vehicles already exist. We already know that that's the thing. I think the only thing in this whole kind of tech stack that doesn't exist right now is some sort of humanoid or robotic that would come out, be able to actually look at your vehicle, see what's happening, and then know how to diagnose and repair. But I'd imagine that's going to come way sooner than we think. I think that there's already humanoids that are doing really, really complex things. They just haven't been dedicated to building exactly that. So then I think it'd be really interesting to see, does this mean that dealerships are just purchasing into these like models and these machines? What do you think that this means for traditional
I don't
service
think
drive?
it's the end of the traditional service drive, but I do think it's the beginning of it shrinking. So if mobile service becomes autonomous, if diagnostics become predictive, if vehicles can tell the system what's wrong before the customer even knows, then the traditional model where customers drive in, sit in a waiting room, and wait hours starts to feel outdated, in my opinion. So it doesn't disappear, but I do feel like it evolves. So more service gets pushed outward to the customer's home, their office, wherever the vehicle is. The dealership becomes less of a physical bottleneck and more of a centralized command center managing fleets of mobile service units, AI scheduling, and automated follow-up. And this changes the economics too. Instead of hiring 100 to 150 people to scale operations, dealers invest in systems, autonomous service capability, AI diagnostics, robotics, automation, so on and so forth. So margins improve, predictability improves, scalability improves, but there's an important reality check. Humans still matter. Customers still want trust when something major goes wrong. They still want reassurance during expensive repairs. They still want human interaction during complex decisions. So this isn't about eliminating people, it's about eliminating inefficiency. The advantage won't be size anymore, in my opinion. It will be how well your systems are run.
Yeah, or how many mobile units do you have instead of how many service drives you have? You mentioned like the idea of waiting around in a service drive waiting room. And I feel that. I'm like, oh, I kind of cringe a little bit. I always opt in for the lift to just get back home. And even if it's just gonna take an hour, I'll pick it up tomorrow or later that day because I don't want that inconvenience. And I think for the last decade or maybe decades, people are craving and paying more for convenience and to not have to interact with a human in many ways and not have those like niceties and just be able to be as efficient as possible throughout their day and avoid
Yeah.
all that different downtime. Um, I think I think you're right. It's not the end of service drives. I do believe that would take a very long time to really get removed. And I don't think it's going to hurt dealerships. I think it's just going to be a tool for dealerships. I believe with all of AI, people that aren't paying attention may get left behind. But those people that are at the center of this and adopting these technologies as they come out, then they're going to be the leaders in it. It's not like some massive behemoth is going to come out and just launch millions of mobile service units and then dealerships are going to get wiped off. Dealership service lanes are going to get wiped off. The dealers are going to be the first ones to invest in this. They're going to be the capital providers to all these machines to keep them in the to keep those
Yeah,
customers
and
in the loop.
convenience, I mean, you touched on it, is super important, especially with how many people, work from home or the hybrid model. Being able to stay efficient while your vehicle is getting serviced is, I think, is clutch. So yeah, I'm excited to see where it's all gonna go. So if you like conversations like this, please like, subscribe below, and we look forward to having more with you.